Remember that very little is needed to make a happy life. Receive wealth or prosperity without arrogance and be ready to let it go. Look at the past. Empire after empire has fallen, and soon enough your own will fall too. All possessions are temporary. Don't waste the rest of your time here worrying about other people, unless it affects the common good. It will keep you from doing anything useful. Stop wishing for something else to happen, for a different fate, that is to live a false life. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, not the quality of your possessions. Everything that happens, happens as it should, and if you observe carefully, you will find this to be so. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. To live a good life, we have the potential for it, if we can learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference. How ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. Remember how long you have been putting this off, how many times you have been given a period of grace by the gods and not used it. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. It requires being prepared to handle the blows that come your way, which often includes the loss or gain of wealth. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. All things fade and quickly turn into myth, the rich and the poor, the known and the unknown. Wealth is but a fleeting shadow. Life is opinion, and it is the judgment we pass on wealth that determines its impact on us. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it, which often means finding contentment without riches. Nothing is burdensome if taken lightly, including the pursuit or loss of wealth. Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will ever dig. Be satisfied with your present situation. Everything else is a distraction and a source of unnecessary desire. Riches and status are fleeting, but the wealth of a well-lived life endures. To live happily is an inward power of the soul, not a result of outward possessions. What we do now echoes in eternity, not the wealth we leave behind. Do not be owned by what you own. Let wealth be a tool, not a master. Seek not the material, but the mastery of self, for in this lies true freedom and wealth. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Do not indulge in dreams of possession and riches, lest the doing so disturb your peace of mind. What is it to you if someone else can have a comfortable couch, food and drink, fine horses, fancy clothes, and other such pleasures? Remember that the things that truly matter are things we can have access to, and they are free and easy to come by. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. True wealth is not found in the accumulation of material goods, but in the richness of a virtuous life. A person's worth is measured not by what they own, but by what they give. The only wealth which you will keep forever is the wealth you have given away. Do not allow your mind to wander as though it has no goal. You must direct your thoughts, especially about money and wealth, towards a meaningful purpose. The value of wealth lies in its ability to support virtue and kindness, not in its accumulation for its own sake. Wealth and poverty lie in the mind, not in one's circumstances. The goal of life is to live in agreement with nature, not to accumulate riches. Happiness is a good flow of life, and riches do not contribute to this flow. All the good things of life are found in the soul, not in gold and silver. He who is wealthy in virtue has no need for the riches of the world. The wise man is self-sufficient in virtue, not in possessions. It is better to possess little with contentment than to possess much with anxiety. The only true wealth lies in the cultivation of wisdom and virtue. Do not judge yourself by the wealth you have, but by the virtues you cultivate. Riches are not evil, but their misuse can corrupt the soul. Those who seek wealth are like men who drink salt water. The more they drink, the thirstier they become.
The possession of wealth should be a tool for good, not a reason for arrogance. The road to happiness lies not in riches, but in the cultivation of inner virtues. Wealth does not make a man better, only wisdom and virtue do.
The acquisition of wealth often leads to the destruction of the virtues necessary for a good life. A man's happiness depends on the condition of his mind and heart, not on his wealth or status. Consider how many of the things you pursue are unnecessary, and how easily you can do without them. Be indifferent to external possessions. They are merely tools that can be used for good or ill. The craving for wealth can become a burden that prevents you from seeing the beauty of a simple life. Remember that you are a part of a larger whole, and your wealth should serve the common good, not just personal gain. There is no delight in owning anything unshared. Never value the material over the spiritual. Riches of the spirit are far more lasting and fulfilling.
It is the sign of a weak mind to be unable to bear wealth. For many men, the acquisition of wealth does not end their troubles. It only changes them. The shortest road to wealth lies in the contempt of wealth. The poor lack much, the greedy everything. The greedy man benefits none and is his own worst enemy. Greed denies to itself what it has taken from everyone else. Golden roofs break men's rest. These individuals have riches just as we say that we have a fever, when really the fever has us. With parsimony, a little is sufficient. Without it, nothing is sufficient. But frugality makes a poor man rich. Money has not yet made anyone rich. Poverty is unburdened and free from care. When the trumpet sounds, the poor man knows that he is not being attacked. When there's a cry of fire, he only seeks a way of escape and does not ask what he can save. The greatest wealth is a poverty of desires. The pursuit of wealth must be balanced with the pursuit of virtue. Riches are more often a burden than a blessing to those who possess them. If you have a garden and a library, you have everything you need. To be content with what we possess is the greatest and most secure of riches. Wealth acquired by dishonest means or used without virtue leads to ruin. Avarice is insatiable. The more a man has, the more he desires.
Great wealth often brings fear and unease, while a modest life brings peace of mind.
Not what we have, but what we enjoy constitutes our abundance. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. He who is not satisfied with a little is satisfied with nothing. Self-sufficiency is the greatest wealth. Of all the things which wisdom provides to make us entirely happy, much the greatest is the possession of friendship. We should look for someone to eat and drink with before looking for something to eat and drink. Be moderate in order to taste the joys of life in abundance. If a rich man is proud of his wealth, he should not be praised until it is known how he employs it. Contentment is natural wealth. Virtue does not come from wealth, but wealth, and every other good thing which men have comes from virtue. Prefer knowledge to wealth, for the one is transitory, the other perpetual. All wars are fought for the acquisition of wealth. He is the richest who is content with the least. He who possesses little is that much less possessed. Praise be a little poverty. That man is the richest whose pleasures are the cheapest. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Money often costs too much. Ordinary riches can be stolen, real riches cannot. In your soul are infinitely precious things that cannot be taken from you. Lack of money is the root of all evil. A bone to the dog is not charity. Charity is the bone shared with the dog when you are just as hungry as the dog. The constant assertion of belief is an indication of fear. The moment I desire to be rich, I am no longer free. Money is numbers, and numbers never end. If it takes money to be happy, your search for happiness will never end. If you earn a lot of money, use it to help people, and don't just use it to indulge your own desires. That is why having wealth is a positive thing. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. And make sure to check out the 5 Seneca quotes that will change your life.